Hey, I'm just coming to you today to answer some FAQs, some frequently asked questions about the Family Transitions DIY course, the 21st Century Family Transition. And you might have noticed I'm talking about it a lot on my website and in my newsletter. And I wanted to answer the most frequently asked question that I get, which is what is the difference between your course and some of the other websites that are out there that if I Google DIY divorce, I see their forms come up. Okay. So, first, I want to say the biggest difference is education, right? So, if someone wants to participate in the 21st century family transition, it is actually a course. It educates you on each phase of the divorce process. So, you'll get information on how to divide assets, how to consider a parenting plan, and how to look at spousal support or child support that you won't get for any of those other DIY websites, because what they are really designed to do is just to give you your divorce forms. And by that, I mean the actual paperwork that you need to drop off at the courthouse to tell the state that you want to be divorced. So when you're doing our course, you walk through each of the phases of education so that you can really make decisions for your family about what you want to have happen at each phase of the divorce. What are you going to do with the house? How are we going to arrange the kids' schedule? Okay. So in my course, you don't file any of that paperwork until the very end. And then as part of the course, I teach you how to download it off of the internet, how to fill it out, and we give you what's most important, a template for a settlement agreement. Okay. So the second most frequently asked question is, what do I do once I have an agreement? What do I do next? And the answer is you have to prepare and submit a settlement agreement in most jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions, they'll give you a divorce decree form and you'll basically fill in your agreements into the divorce decree. So I help you evaluate what's necessary in your jurisdiction at the end of the course. However, if you use the online like websites that say like get your divorce forms for $59 or whatever, those forms are all presuming what they call an uncontested divorce. And that means you are telling the court that you don't have any issues to decide, that there's nothing that you need the court to enforce later. You don't need to make sure that someone's watching to make sure that the house actually does get refinanced or that you do get paid that money out of the retirement account, right? So in a truly uncontested divorce, which is what the forms online through those, 59.99, 129.99, what you're getting there are uncontested divorce forms, which are basically telling a court, we don't own anything. We have nothing that we want to tell the court that we have agreed on. Okay, so a settlement agreement is a contract between the two of you, but when you drop it off at the court now has the authority to enforce it. So it's a contract that is now legally enforceable at the courthouse, which for a lot of people is really critical, right? Because you can agree to anything, but unless you've got a judge willing to enforce it, it doesn't have the teeth that you might have hoped, right? So to get an uncontested divorce, you basically have to tell the court, we don't own anything and we don't need your help. We just need a piece of paper that says we are no longer husband and wife. And that's why, if you look at those websites and you see, they will often say, if you have a contested divorce, you need to go talk to a lawyer. And that is because the websites that are offering DIY are not offering you education and support on how to resolve your issues. which basically then turns your divorce into an uncontested divorce. When you create the settlement agreement and you submit it to the court, you're saying, we are in fact uncontested now. And here is why, because we have resolved everything according to what this contract says. Okay, so what the 21st Century Family Transition DIY course does is it walks you through each of those decisions that need to go in that contract. Obviously, just like the other websites say, if you have any questions along the way, you always have the right to ask an attorney or to get, some legal advice to back up what maybe you're hearing in the course or things that you're wondering about. I always prefer that people come to me and bring us those questions. But we are not just like a quick download, okay, which is what you're seeing in these other DIY websites. If you want to pursue a 21st century family transition, think of yourself as enrolling in a course. You are now participating in a series of online modules that will give you all of the education and emotional support and emotional tools that you need to get through your divorce as calmly, efficiently, and healthy as possible. So that's the big difference. Our online course is not just a quick download. It is actually a course. It's designed to take you about 7 weeks, which is still a fraction of the time that a regular, two lawyers contested divorce would take. And then obviously, if you need more support after that, you would reach out to Family Transitions and we would pick you up wherever you are and give you the tools for the next couple steps. But you really, should be pretty much there at the end of the 7 modules. So I hope that's helpful. Again, if you have any other questions, just reach out to us at Family Transitions. But this course will have you not running out to file for divorce right now. You will wait until you've reached all of your decisions and agreements, and then you're going to create a settlement agreement, and you will then file that agreement with your divorce paperwork at the court, and the court will have the authority to enforce your agreement down the road. So, hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and you know where to find me. Always here to help.